Okay, in this video what I'm going to do is show you guys how to create a golf scorecard using Google Docs and table tools in Google Docs. So the first thing you need to do is go ahead and open up a blank Google. Okay, in this video what I'm going to do is show you guys how to create this golf scorecard in Google Docs using table tools. So the first thing that you're going to need to do is to go ahead and open up a blank Google Doc. So when you go to Google Docs, just go ahead and click blank. Then, once it opens, the first thing you can do is go ahead and name it. And I would just name it Golf Scorecard. Then we're going to need to change the size. So I want to be able to see the whole page. So to do that, just go over here where it says zoom. We're going to click this little drop down. I'm going to make it about 50% so I can see most of the page. And so then the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go on to File and I'm going to come down here where it says Page Setup. Go ahead and click that. And we're going to change it from portrait to landscape. We want it to be sideways. So we'll go ahead and click OK. And then that will turn your page sideways. Now the first thing you need to do is you're going to insert a table. So you go to Insert. And right below Image there you'll see Tables. And we need to make our table 8 across and 12 down. So you just drag your cursor out there so that it stretches out this table so that it's 8 across and then 12 down. So it looks something like that, and then you just click it and it will insert right onto your page. Okay, so now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come over here, and actually I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Might be a little bit easier to see. So I changed it to 75%, and you can go over here to the left-hand columns, or I'm sorry, the right-hand columns, and then we're going to take this first row, and I'm going to slide this over and make it about right there. And I'm going to do the same thing with the next line, and the next one, and one more. Basically what we're doing here is we're setting up the areas to keep scoring. Now you'll notice that some of these are narrower and a little bit wider than each other. So I want to make them all the same. To do that, I'm going to go ahead and click in this box, and I'm going to drag down here to the bottom right hand corner like so. So I have all of those cells that I just moved over there selected. Then I'm going to go ahead and right click on it. And I'm going to find the one that says, if I scroll down here, Distribute Columns. And what that will do is make them all the same. And then I'm going to go ahead and click on the next line and drag that over. And I'll make that one a little bit wider than the other ones, about like that. Do the same for this one. And then this one as well. We'll make this one a little bit wider, like so. Okay, so I'm going to zoom back out to 50 again so I can see most of the page. And I'm going to go ahead and click on this bottom line. I want to drag that one down to about right there. This gives you a spot where you can put your players' names. Okay, so the next step is we're going to go ahead and click in this top cell right here, and then I'm going to drag that down to the bottom cell, and make sure you do get that bottom cell selected. And then we're going to right click on that blue area, and we want to merge the cells. Okay, so then I'm going to do the same thing in this cell here. I'm going to click here, and I'm going to drag over 3. So I want these 3 cells here selected. Right click again and merge the cells. And then the last step is to get this set up is we're going to click in this box right here, drag over, and I'm going to merge those cells. And now basically the card is pretty much set up.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to do once you have all of this, once you have your cells set up, is you're going to go ahead and type in the information that I have here on this particular golf scorecard. Just start with your hole numbers, yardage, pars, and score, and so on. And then down here below to this box over here, you want to make sure you put course rules. First 2 I gave you, be courteous, PGA rules apply. The 3rd and 4th rule, though, I want you to come up with your own. Down below that, you have Course Pro, and since this is going to be your golf course, you are the golf pro. So the next step, next thing we want to do is we want to center all of these information up here on the top. So I'm going to go ahead and click in this box that says hole number, and I'm going to drag down to this box down here, and we want to come up here to this tool right here, this button, which says align. Now if you don't see this button, it could be that your screen is a little too small and you don't see those. Sometimes all of your tools are not displayed if your screen is smaller, but you will see these 3 little dots. The 3 little dots mean more. So you click that, and that will give you all the other tools that you don't necessarily have displayed. And here are the alignment tools here. So this is the one you want to get, which is center align. If you don't see, or if you do have this stretched out like this, and you do see that box, you might have this little drop down. Just click the drop down, and then there's center right there. Okay, so now we have those centered. Now the next thing we want to do is we want to change the font of these. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight all those again. And I'm going to also include these ones down here with this other cell. And then this box right here with this drop down is where your fonts are. So I'm going to click in there, and then you can pick whatever font you want to use. So you can scroll down, and there's all kinds of different ones. It kind of gives you a sample of what it might look like here. So just kind of go through and find one that you like. I'm going to use permanent marker, I think. Okay, so now the next step, what you're going to do is you need to, I want to add some color to it. So I'm going to left click in this box, I'm going to drag across and then highlight that top row, and I want to make the background of these cells a different color. Now you don't see the paint bucket. Again, here are those 3 little dots. Click that, and then there's the paint bucket. So I'm going to click that paint bucket, and then we're going to pick a nice light green color. And I'm also going to highlight this cell right here, because I want to also change that to that light green color. And then the last cell I want, I take that back. There's a couple other cells I want to highlight. I'm going to highlight this one right here. And this one I'm going to make a light gray. So I like to separate where the scores are so that you can kind of tell which player is which. I'm going to do the same thing with this box as well. And then in this cell, I want to make this one a little bit darker green. Now you can change the colors of these. You can make them your own. That's up to you. I've had some people make them pink, whatever color you want. That's up to you. But the last thing that we need to do is we need to put into this box some kind of picture that represents our golf course. Now to do that, just go ahead and click in that box like so, and then you're going to go to Insert. And we're not going to click Insert an image. You could do that, but we're going to go down here to Drawing. And then we're going to click a new drawing. Then in here is where you're going to search for your image. So here's an image, the image button. So you can go ahead and click on that. Find search. And then we're just going to type in the word golf. And it should come up with a bunch of different pictures of different types of golf photos. And let's see, which one will I going to use? I'm going to use this one right here. I like the ones that are a little bit taller. They fit in the box a little bit better. Ones that are wider, you got to kind of stretch out. So I'm going to click that, hit select, and then now I need to put the name of my golf course in here. Now I could just click on the text box here and put that in there, but I'm going to go over here to Actions instead, and I'm going to click on Word Art. And then you just type the name of your golf course, whatever you want to call it. Okay, so I'm going to call mine, whoops. Okay, Happy Gilmore's Golf Center. Now, if I hit enter, it comes in, and this is what it looks like, and it doesn't quite fit. In order to get it in there, I would have to shrink this box way down to size, and then it's hard to read. So I don't want to do that. I want to put Happy on top of Gilmore's and Gilmore's on top of Golf Center. To do that, what you need to do, if I double click on it, you'll see down here below it says use enter to save and use shift and enter for multiple lines. So I'm going to click between Happy and Gilmore here, hold shift and click enter, or type that, hit enter, and then do the same thing here after Gilmore's. And now I have those three on top of each other, and they can hit enter. Now it fits in that box a little bit better. And then I can kind of, stretch this out a little bit, make it a little bit bigger. Now the last thing I can do before I change it, well, I can do a couple things. Actually, I'm going to change the font here. Find one that I like. I'm going to use Pacifico, I think. And then I'm also going to go ahead and change the color. So I'm going to use this nice bright green. And then just go ahead and click that button up here on top to save and close, and it should pop right into your golf scorecard. If you want to stretch this out a little bit, you can to kind of make it fit a little bit better in there. And that's basically it. So you are done. That's basically all you have to do now. Last thing you have to do is go back to your Google Classroom and go ahead and turn it in and submit it.